My fiancée accidentally sent me a message meant for her AP. It was nothing but a cold, detailed list of my every flaw. I stared at the screen in shock, then replied with one word, "Noted." I shut the phone, grabbed a bag, packed it in under 5 minutes, and disappeared. When she got home, the place was empty. Her world had collapsed. Then the apologies started flooding in. I'm 29, and until 3 weeks ago, I thought I had my life figured out. Engaged to the woman I'd been with for 4 years, wedding planned for next spring, house we'd just closed on 2 months prior. Everything was on track. Her name was Rebecca, and I genuinely believed she was my person. The message came through on a Tuesday afternoon. I was sitting in my home office, reviewing some reports, when my phone lit up. Rebecca's name flashed across the screen. I smiled instinctively. She usually sent me funny videos or asked what I wanted for dinner. But this message was different. Okay, so here's what I'm dealing with. He never plans anything spontaneous anymore. Everything has to be scheduled. He's gotten comfortable and boring. The sex is predictable, same routine every time. He makes decent money, but he's not ambitious like you. He'll probably stay in that same position for years. His friends are all married with kids now, so our social life is dead. He started doing this thing where he chews with his mouth slightly open, and it drives me insane. And honestly, I think he's gained like 15 pounds since we got engaged. I love him, but I'm not in love with him anymore. Does that make sense? I read it 3 times. My hands went cold. AP. Affair partner. I'd spent enough time on Reddit to know the terminology. I sat there for maybe 2 minutes, just staring at the words. My brain was trying to process, to find an alternate explanation. Maybe it was a joke? Maybe she was helping a friend workshop a breakup speech? But no, the details were too specific. Too accurate. I had gained some weight. I did prefer planning things. Our sex life had fallen into a rhythm. I thought a comfortable one. I typed back. Noted. Then I turned off my phone, pulled a duffel bag from the closet, and started packing. Clothes, toiletries, laptop, important documents. I moved mechanically, like I was following a checklist. My hands were shaking, but my mind was crystal clear. 5 minutes, maybe 6. I grabbed my keys, took one last look at the bedroom we'd painted together last month, this soft gray she'd loved, and walked out. I drove to a hotel near the airport. Extended stay, nothing fancy. Checked in under my name. Paid for a week up front with my personal credit card, not the joint account we'd opened for wedding expenses. Then I turned my phone back on. 43 missed calls. 60-something texts. The notifications kept pouring in, my phone buzzing like it was having a seizure. Rebecca. Oh my God. Rebecca. Please, that wasn't meant for you. Rebecca. I can explain everything. Rebecca. Where are you? Rebecca. Baby, please answer me. Rebecca. I'm coming home right now, we need to talk. I silenced the phone and opened my laptop instead. First, I changed all my passwords. Email, banking, everything. Then I called my bank and removed her access to my personal accounts. We'd kept our finances mostly separate. Thank God. Just that one joint account for shared expenses and the wedding fund. She couldn't touch my main savings. By evening, the messages had evolved into full panic mode. Rebecca, I came home and everything's gone. Rebecca, your clothes are gone. Your laptop, where are you? Rebecca, please don't do this, we can work through this. Rebecca, it didn't mean anything, I swear. Rebecca, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Rebecca, can you at least tell me you're safe? I finally responded around 8 p.m. I'm safe. Don't contact me again. I'll be in touch about the house. My phone rang immediately. I declined the call. It rang again. Declined. This went on for 20 minutes before it finally stopped. Update 1. I didn't sleep that night. Just lay there in the hotel bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying the entire relationship in my head, looking for signs I'd missed. There had to have been signs, right? About 3 months ago, she'd started going to yoga classes on Tuesday and Thursday evenings. She'd joined this new book club that met every other Sunday. She'd gotten more particular about her appearance, new workout clothes, started wearing makeup to run errands. I'd thought she was just feeling good about herself. Supportive boyfriend that I was, I'd encouraged it. God, I was stupid. Wednesday morning, I called out sick from work. I couldn't imagine sitting in meetings, pretending everything was fine. Instead, I started making calls. First to a lawyer, got a referral from a college buddy who'd been through a divorce. Made an appointment for Friday. Then I called my brother, Nathan. She cheated, I said when he picked up. No preamble, no build-up. What? Rebecca? Are you sure? I read him the message. Word for word. Holy shit, he breathed. Where are you right now? Hotel near the airport. I'm not going back there, Nate. I can't look at that house, at our stuff. Knowing she was. My voice cracked. First time I'd actually felt the emotion breaking through the numbness. Come stay with me and Qley, he offered immediately. We've got the spare room. Stay as long as you need. Thanks, but I need to be alone right now. Process this. Okay, but I'm here. Anytime, day or night. You need me to go over there and get more of your stuff? Not yet. I'll figure it out. Rebecca's messages continued throughout the day. She'd shifted tactics. Now they were long, rambling paragraphs about how she'd made a terrible mistake, how it was just an emotional affair that never got physical, sure, how she'd been confused and scared about the wedding. Classic cheater playbook. One message stood out. I know what I wrote was awful, but I was venting to someone who doesn't know the real us. You know I don't actually feel that way about you. I was just being dramatic. That one actually made me laugh. A bitter, hollow sound in the empty hotel room. She didn't feel that way. She'd written it with such specific detail, such casual cruelty. That was the truth. Everything else was damage control. Thursday afternoon, her mother called me. I'd always liked Patricia. We'd had a good relationship, or so I thought. I answered. Hello, Patricia. Oh, thank God you picked up. She sounded frantic. Listen, I don't know what happened between you two, but Rebecca is absolutely beside herself. She's been crying for 2 days straight. Whatever it is, can't you both just sit down and talk about it like adults? Did she tell you what happened? She said you had a misunderstanding, that she sent you something she didn't mean. She sent me a detailed list of everything she hates about me. I interrupted, my voice flat. A message meant for the man she's been having an affair with. She called me boring, unattractive, and unambitious. She said she's not in love with me anymore. That's not a misunderstanding, Patricia. That's the truth accidentally delivered early. Silence on the other end. Long, uncomfortable silence. I didn't know it was that bad, she finally whispered. Neither did I. I'm sorry to drag you into this, but I won't be attending any family dinners in the foreseeable future. Take care of yourself. I hung up before she could respond. Update 2. Friday's meeting with the lawyer was enlightening. His name was Richard Chun, mid-40s, sharp suit, sharper mind. He listened to everything without interrupting, occasionally taking notes. Good news is you're not married yet, he said when I finished. Bad news is you jointly own property. When did you close on the house? September 15th. About 7 weeks ago. And you're both on the mortgage? Yeah. Equal ownership, both names on the deed. He leaned back in his chair. Okay. In this state, you've got options. You can buy her out. She can buy you out. Or you force a sale and split the proceeds. Given that you've only owned it a short time and presumably haven't built much equity, a sale is probably cleanest. I want nothing to do with that house. Understandable. I'll draft a letter to her formally requesting we put it on the market. In the meantime, I strongly advise you don't return to the property alone. If you need to retrieve belongings, bring a witness. Document everything. We discussed the joint account. Only about $8,000 in it for wedding deposits and household expenses. He said I could withdraw my half legally, but suggested leaving it alone for now to avoid looking spiteful in case things got contentious. Has she tried contacting you? Constantly. I blocked her number this morning. Smart. Keep all previous messages though. Screenshots, backups, everything. If she escalates, we'll need documentation. I left his office feeling slightly more in control. Like I had a plan, a path forward that didn't involve just hiding in a hotel room. Nathan convinced me to come over for dinner that night. His wife Qley answered the door with a long hug, didn't ask any questions, just pointed me toward the living room where Nathan had beer and pizza waiting. So what's the play? Nathan asked once we'd settled in. Lawyers handling the house situation. She'll get a formal letter next week. I'm staying out of contact. What about the wedding venues, deposits, all that? I'd honestly forgotten about the wedding and the chaos of everything else. We'd booked a venue, paid deposits to a caterer, a photographer, a DJ. My parents had already bought plane tickets. Her family had been planning an elaborate rehearsal dinner. I'll send one group email, I decided. Cancel everything. Wedding's off. People can make their own assumptions. Qley leaned forward. Have you thought about what you want to say? because Rebecca's probably already spinning this to your mutual friends. She was right. I pulled out my phone. I'd unblocked it temporarily to check messages, and found several texts from friends in our circle. From Tyler, "Hey man, heard you and Rebecca are having some trouble. Want to grab a drink?" From Michelle, "Rebecca called me crying, said you left without explanation. What's going on?" "She's already playing victim," I muttered, showing Nathan the phone. "Then get ahead of it," he said. "Tell people the truth. You don't owe her your silence." Update 3. Saturday morning, I sat down and drafted an email. Sent it to everyone who'd been invited to the wedding, including both families. Subject: wedding cancellation. I'm writing to inform you that Rebecca and I will not be getting married. The wedding scheduled for April 12th is canceled. I apologize for any inconvenience this causes, especially to those who've already made travel arrangements. The relationship ended when I discovered Rebecca has been involved with someone else. She accidentally sent me a message intended for him, detailing her true feelings about our relationship. There will be no reconciliation. I appreciate your understanding and privacy during this time. If you've sent gifts, please provide your address and I'll arrange returns. Any questions about the relationship's end should be directed to Rebecca, not to me. Thank you. I hesitated before hitting send. It felt harsh, public, but Qley's words echoed in my head. She was already controlling the narrative. This was the truth, plain and simple. Send. Within an hour, my phone exploded. This time not from Rebecca, but from everyone else. Friends, family, cousins I barely talked to, old college roommates. The responses ranged from supportive to shocked to occasionally skeptical. My dad called. "Son, I just got your email. Are you absolutely certain about this?" "I'm certain about what I read, Dad. She was cheating. Emotionally at minimum, possibly physically. She got caught. Your mother's heartbroken. She really loved Rebecca. So did I. That's why this sucks. Do you need anything? Money, a place to stay? I'm okay. Nathan's offered his spare room. I've got a lawyer handling the property stuff. All right, but we're here. Whatever you need." Rebecca tried calling from different numbers. Her friends' phones, her mother's phone, even her office line. I didn't answer any of them. Finally, late Saturday night, she tried one more tactic. She emailed me. "I know you block me everywhere, but please read this. I made an enormous mistake. His name is Connor. He's a manager at my company. It started as just friendly conversation about work stress. Then it became more. We never slept together. I swear on everything. We texted, we met for coffee a few times. That's it. I was scared about the wedding, about commitment, and I handled it in the worst possible way. But that message wasn't real. I was exaggerating to him, trying to justify my behavior. You're not boring. You're stable and reliable, and those are good things. I'm so sorry for what I wrote. Please, can we just talk? Face to face? I need you to see how sorry I am." I read it twice. Almost felt bad for her. Almost. Then I remembered. I'm not in love with him anymore. That wasn't exaggeration. That was truth. I didn't respond. Final update. It's been 3 weeks since I walked out. The house paperwork is finalized. Rebecca bought me out with help from her parents. I never had to see her face to face. Richard handled everything through email and courier signatures. I walked away with my initial investment plus about $2,000 in equity. Not much, but enough. I moved into Nathan's spare room for now. Already looking at apartments for January. Started going to the gym again, partially for my health, partially because I needed something to do with all the anger and energy. Lost 5 of those 15 pounds she mentioned. Funny how spite can be motivating. Last week, I found out through Tyler that Rebecca and Connor are apparently official now. Someone spotted them at a restaurant downtown, openly together, holding hands across the table. So much for it didn't mean anything, and we only talked. I wasn't even surprised. Just confirmed what I already knew. She'd been lying about the extent of it from the start. My mom sent me a care package midweek. Homemade cookies, a warm blanket, a card that just said, "I love you, and I'm proud of how you're handling this." Made me cry for the first time since this whole thing started. Not sad crying exactly. Just releasing everything I'd been holding in for weeks. That knot in my chest finally loosening. Some mutual friends have reached out, trying to play mediator. Maybe you should hear her out. People make mistakes. 4 years is a long time to throw away. I shut those conversations down fast. 4 years is a long time. Long enough that she should have communicated her unhappiness before shopping for my replacement. Work has been weird. People know something happened. I took those days off. I'm clearly not wearing my engagement ring anymore. My whole demeanor changed. My boss pulled me aside Thursday, asked if I was okay, if I needed more time off. I told him I'm better staying busy. He nodded, didn't push, just said to let him know if that changes. I'm not okay yet. Some days are harder than others. I'll be fine, going about my day, and then I'll see something that reminds me of her. A song on the radio, a restaurant we used to go to, someone wearing her perfume. It hits like a punch to the gut all over again. But it's getting easier. Slowly. The gaps between those moments are getting wider. A few people have asked if I regret the way I handled it. Walking out without a conversation, making the cheating public, refusing all her attempts at reconciliation. Honestly, no. She didn't accidentally send me that message. The universe did me a favor. I got to see exactly how she really felt before I married her, before we had kids, before I wasted more years on someone who was settling for me while looking for something better. That message was the truth. Everything that came after was just damage control and manipulation. I deserve someone who thinks I'm enough, who doesn't need to vent to another man about my flaws, who's actually in love with me, not just comfortable. Edit 1. To everyone asking about the engagement ring, it was my grandmother's. I had Nathan retrieve it from the house while Rebecca was at work. It's back in my family's possession where it belongs. She tried to claim she wanted to keep it for sentimental reasons. My lawyer shut that down immediately. Edit 2. Connor is apparently going through his own divorce now. His wife found out about Rebecca when my wedding cancellation email somehow made its way to her. Guess karma works fast. They deserve each other. Edit 3. For those wondering about the wedding deposits, we lost about $4,000 total in non-refundable costs. Rebecca tried to claim I should cover it all since I ended things. My lawyer sent one email pointing out that infidelity caused the ending, and she backed down. We split it 50-50ths.